I greet you once again, my fellow brethren. Pr.Monday as usual from Lugha Christian Outreach. I'm here to speak about the ears again. You know, this is the part which God created in a special way and positioned it in a strategic place to collect the sound wave such that we can perceive, we can receive what has been said and implement it. So this time I'm basing in the book of James chapter 1. I'm going to read verse 19. Here it goes. Now this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. There are three things that are spoken about here. The Bible said, let every person be quick to hear. Number 2, be slow to speak and slow to anger. These are the three things that happens when the person listens. 1, he hears what has been said. 2, after hearing, he speaks back to the person who has said something to him or her. Then 3, he may become annoyed if the information being spoken is not good for the person. Now, when we hear something, it needs a person to sit down and receive the information and digest the information before saying anything. What diverts us more is that the noise around us is too much to the extent that we may not hear what has been said clearly, and we confuse it at the end of the day. Something comes out differently, it goes back differently. But we all have the ears that God gave us to hear and receive the information. After hearing, there is the interpretation of what has been said, and then an appropriate answer is issued out or is brought out without anger. Hallelujah. So, very many things are spoken about in this world, and we are listening to a number of things. Think about the music you are listening to. Think about the words that you hear around you in the environment where you are. The different groups of people that communicate near you. They are all communicating. So, how should we answer back as the children of God? How do we react to the information that we hear? James is telling us, be quick to listen, to hear. That means put an ear, be attentive to listen. But take a time to speak or to answer back. Because in answering back, we may make a mistake. Yes, I am a teacher, and I have seen very many times the children fail exams because they did not understand. They did not hear how the thing was. But when you hear something clearly, you perceive it, and then you give the right response in the right time. Brethren, the situation is haunting you today. God is speaking to you as of how you are going out of that situation. But have you taken time to listen to what God is speaking in that very situation? God may bring a rhema word in that situation, but because there is a lot of confusion, noise is there, you are also speaking within the noise, everything is mixed up, and God's voice cannot be identified. That thing has taken many of Christians captive, and they have failed to maximize their potentials because they did not get clear instructions. Adam, in the beginning, he had God telling him not to eat of the tree. He listened. But do you think he took time to think about why God said that? That is what brought problems. So if we listen to what God is communicating through to us through different ways, then we can stand well to respond to how God has talked to us. So I'm here to urge you, my fellow believer, listen to what God is saying. Each day he brings instructions. How we take them may be different. Those who take them rightly, they achieve, and we see them prospering, entering into their freedom. But those who do not listen, who are communicating, who are in a noisy environment, in other words, I can say they are in the wrong places, they have not achieved, and they are crying each day, and they are saying God is not fair. They are running away from salvation because God has delayed it to work. He has not delayed it to work. But the problem is us not using our ears. But God gave us the ears to listen to the spiritual world and the physical when we are communicating to one another. But sometimes we waste time communicating and listening to ourselves. We have ended up in quarrels and forsaking what God is saying in that situation. So we have remained like that, and we are crying to God. God is not fair. He's not listening to our prayers. But have we taken time to listen to what God is saying? I'm here to remind you, my brother, you have the ears, and God is speaking softly to you. Can you be quick to hear, to listen? Pay attention and don't speak, don't present yourself in the noise. The world is making a lot of noise near us, but we have to separate ourselves such that we listen to that voice from the Lord and do what He requires of us. We shall reach our destination in victory, and we shall realize our freedom without anything stopping us. So I greet you once again. I believe God is going to show us His greatness in the land of the living. May the good Lord